mic, I don't really know.
Fans, if you're interested in ice cream, we've got the best ice cream in the Black Hills. Downtown Spearfish, there's a little ice cream factory called Leon's Creamery. They make homemade ice cream. And tonight on the docket, it is salted caramel M&M with, and also blueberry fruit punch. Samson blueberry fruit punch. You got to get your ice cream tonight. Eat it now while it's warm outside. We run out every game. It'll sell out before the end of the evening, I promise. Come and get your ice cream at the concession stand. Come on over to the guest service stand too. We've got lots of things there for you. T-shirts and hoodies and caps, all kinds of great caps. And all kinds of things for Sasquatch fans. Stop at the visitors guest table there, get your wristband, and we intend to have some adult beverages tonight. You need a wristband to do that. We've got $1 off drinks tonight. I believe until the first game starts. So
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Black Hills Energy Stadium here in beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota. It is great to be home. It is a beautiful day for not one, but 2 games of Sasquatch baseball here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. You heard that, not 1, but 2. We have a big doubleheader coming for you today as the Sasquatch face off against the Fremont Moo. The Moo making the big trip over from Omaha, Nebraska. And very excited, having a smart and a hot start to the season so far with a 5-1 record. The Moo looking to make some noise as they travel here to play the Sasquatch. And the Sasquatch looking to not make that happen, looking to make some noise for themselves. I am Win Andrews, your voice of the Sasquatch, and it is my pleasure to be bringing you today's action on a day that simply just could not feel any better. It feels great outside, there's hardly any clouds in the sky, and you best believe your Spearfish Sasquatch are happy to be home as well. The Squatch just returned after a grand tour of Nebraska, matching up in a 3-game series against both the Hastings Sodbusters and the Fremont Moo. So 3 games in Hastings, 3 games against Fremont. And after just getting back a day ago, the Sasquatch ended with a 1-4 record on the road, with the final game of that 3-game set in Fremont being rained out. So that game is going to be rescheduled for a later date, most likely at home against the Moo. Not this series, but later. And the reason for the doubleheader today is that yesterday's opening game of this series was rained out as well. So some crazy weather across Nebraska and South Dakota, but looks like we have a lot of doubleheaders coming up, a lot more games to play against the Fremont Moo. Very excited. So let's just go ahead and get right into it with your starting lineups for both the Moo and the Sasquatch today. So for the Fremont Moo, leading off, number 7, center fielder, Zane Scansey. Batting second, number 2, second baseman, Keenan Dodge. Batting third, number 25, the first baseman, Nico Aspelqueta. Batting cleanup for the Moo, number 1, right fielder, Evan Rowe. The designated hitter batting fifth today, number 23, Ian Graff. Batting sixth, number 30, the third baseman, Austin Baskin. Batting seventh, number 2, and catching behind the plate today, Trey Nichols. Batting eighth, number 19, the left fielder, Jason Axelberg. And rounding out the order for the Fremont Moo today, number 18, shortstop, Ty Borgano. And now for your Spearfish Sasquatch, batting, leading off, Johnny McHenry, number 27, shortstop. And we're going to go ahead and finish this lineup once the national anthem is over. We'll have that for you in just a second. We will pause for the anthem. So, As the national anthem concludes. A bit of an earlier start than anticipated, but that is okay. The guys want to play ball. I think everyone's ready for it. So, as we have the guys getting ready, let's go ahead and announce your Spearfish Sasquatch batting order for game 1 of this doubleheader against the Fremont Moo. Leading off for the Squatch, number 27, shortstop Johnny McHenry. Batting second, number 8, right fielder Cam Hoyland. Batting third, number 24, the second baseman Ryan Bachman. Hitting cleanup, the designated hitter tonight, number 12, Gabe Springer. Batting fifth, number 28, the first baseman Austin Clark. Batting sixth, number 2, the center fielder Carson Green. Batting seventh, number 3, the left fielder Trey Vorwald. Catching behind the plate for his first appearance with the Spearfish Sasquatch, number 30, Drew Biggerstaff hitting in the 8th spot. And rounding out the order for your Squatch, number 13, the third baseman, Ivan Palomino. And taking the mound tonight for the Squatch is Connor Jones. And I forgot to mention just a few minutes ago, for the Fremont Moo, Lucas Hamza on the mound in his second appearance. And Jones readying for his third start of the year. It is Bark in the Park Day as part of our promotional schedule here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, which means anyone who has a ticket to these 2 games today can bring their dog, any size, no matter what. So we've already seen a few big dogs. You might see them on the live stream at some point. Just run across the screen. Saw a beautiful gold retriever just a few minutes ago. There's a lot going on here, a lot of action, a lot of baseball to be played. Shaping up to be a beautiful afternoon. 67 degrees, just a few seconds before the 4:05 first pitch. The sky has continued to clear up throughout the day. Looking more beautiful by the second. As first pitch is about to be underway by Connor Jones. Number 7, Zane Scansey, the center fielder, stepping up to the plate for his first look at Connor Jones. And the first pitch is underway. As that one is taken a bit low for ball 1. So first pitch 4:04 today, a minute before 4:05 anticipated start. That is taken for a strike. So the 1-1 for Jones. Throws that off speed for a beautiful strike as Scansey fouls that one back. So Scansey, the 6-foot sophomore from the University of Utah, has had a good start to his season so far. Hitting .333 on the year. 6 hits, 2 doubles. Hopefully doesn't have too much luck today against Mr. Jones, the 2-2. And that one is grounded foul. So obviously, with a doubleheader on the schedule today, this will be 2 games, 7 innings each, so 14 innings total of baseball today. It's taken a bit low. Count runs full 3-2 against Scansey. And Jones's pitch, a bit outside. So the first base on balls from Connor today. Scansey takes his base. And now stepping in, Keenan Dodge, the second baseman. So Dodge, coming from Stephen F. Austin University. 6 hits, 3 doubles, 2 runs driven in so far in only 5 games. Takes that one for a strike. Folks, this Fremont Moo team is good. they've consistently been a model of success since joining. Especially this year, joining the Independence League along with the other teams in our division. From Nebraska are boasting their 1, 2, 3 hitters, all from Division I schools. Scansey from the University of Utah, Dodge from Stephen F. Austin, and hitting third today for the Moo, first baseman Nico Aspelcueta. Now Nico attends St. Mary's University, so a tough 1, 2, 3 punch to start off any order as a pitcher. As Dodge took that one for a ball. So now a 2-1 count for Connor. And the pitch, as that one is lifted, and it is not going to be too much of a hassle for Trey Volwald. Backs up just a couple of steps for out number 1. So in steps Nico Aspelcueta. The 6'3" right-handed hitter from Sherman Oaks, California. Connor has his work cut out for him in this first inning. And first pitch, taken for a strike. So Connor Jones, a 4.09 ERA in his first 2 appearances for the Squatch so far this season, and that number is a bit inflated after his first start of the year against the Big Sticks. A tough luck start, to say the least. But in that home series against the Big Sticks, when they came back for that next 3 games to start off our home opener, Jones had 7 innings of 3-run ball in what became the Squatch's first win of the year. We're hoping for a little more of that luck today, as Jones is ahead of Nico, an 0-2, and that one is grounded over to Palomino, and he is going to field that one cleanly and throw over to first. And Harrison Clark going to make the nice grab out of the dirt to prevent almost an errant throw. So Scansey advances to second, but not without trading it for an out. 2 outs here in the top of the first. As the right fielder, Evan Rowe, batting cleanup today for Fremont. With the exception of Kane and Dodge, the other 3 batters faced so far, all at least 6'2" or taller. These guys are tall. So 2 outs, runner on second. His first pitch to Evan Rowe. And Rowe doesn't budge. Ball 1. So the 1-0. And that one is hit high, and it is seeming to drop over in right center. And Scansey is going to easily trot around third and come home for the first run of the game. We were up 1-0 here with 2 outs in the top of the first. Rowe squared that one up just enough off the edge of the bat. As a little loop single. But enough to drive Scansey home. So Jones looking to retire Ian Graff here, the designated hitter, and for a reason. Ian so far from Las Vegas, Nevada, hitting .400 on the year, 8 hits, 1 double, 5 home runs. That is a number that's going to stick out to you as that ball gets past Biggerstaff behind the plate. So Rowe advances. He'll be in scoring position here. as we said, graph of the 5 home runs. Connor's gonna have to be very selective with his pitches here. And the pitch, and that one is hit high, but not deep enough, as that one is right to the wall for out number 3. So Jones gets out of the first. As the Moo hold a 1-0 lead, headed to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back. You are watching Sasquatch Baseball.
Visit their museum. It's the Center of the Nation Monument as well. It's a historic cabin, all for free, no charge. The Center of the Nation is the geographical center of the nation. Come see the monument. They're located right in the middle of town by the river. It is the Tri-State Museum and Visitor Center in Bellevue, 10 miles north of Spearfish. Being the first.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the first in this game 1 of this doubleheader series against the Fremont Moo. Squatch are currently down 1-0 after a bloop single by Evan Rowe in the top of the first, as Johnny McHenry steps into the box looking to erase that deficit. And on the mound tonight, number 34 for the Moo, Lucas Hamza. Not wasting any time, throwing his second ball to McHenry. 2-0 count for the Sasquatch. And that fastball is taken for a strike. Hamza, the 6'2" junior righty from Midland University, throws that one hit inside in his first and only appearance so far for the Moo, as a 9 ERA after going 4 innings of 4-run ball. Actually given up 7 runs, but only 4 of them earned, as that one is grounded sharply, but straight to the first baseman, Nico Aspelqueta, for out number 1. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Cam Hoyland in the 2 spot, stepping into the box. Hoyland has been a great addition to this Sasquatch team so far this year, being a consistent threat at the plate and also manning right field. As Hamza's ahead 0-1. And Hoyland swings at that breaking ball. Strike 2. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Hoyland down on strikes for out number 2.
Next up for the Sasquatch, he plays second base. It's number 24. Here's Ryan.
So Hamza pitching fast to start this inning, not wasting any time. Already retired the first 2 batters for the Sasquatch. Ryan Bachman. In the 3 spot, the second baseman. And first pitch taken low. Bachman leading the Sasquatch so far this season in on-base percentage. Hopefully he can add to that number here in the bottom of the first. And that one is hit hard, but not hard enough. Lifted over to right field, but catchable as Rowe makes a sliding catch. And all 3 Sasquatch batters are retired here in the bottom of the first. As we head back, Connor Jones is taking the mound. We'll be back for the top of the second in just a few. And good afternoon, welcome back to the top of the second inning. The Fremont Moo are leading the Spearfish Sasquatch 1-0 as Connor Jones is back on the mound for his second inning of work. And pitching to Austin Baskin for Fremont, the third baseman. Lifts that one foul next to the concession stand for strike one. Jones worked relatively fast through the first inning outside of that loop single by Evan Rowe to give the Moo a 1-0 lead. Talked to Connor earlier today. He talked about the need and the urgency to be able to go all 7 innings in game 1 of this doubleheader to save his bullpen and to give his team a great chance to win. He looks to do that here. The 1-1 pitch, taken low for ball 2. And the 2-1 to Baskin is fouled just behind us in the booth. Strike 2. And obviously, in terms of pitch count, what he has to do is not be able to walk a lot of people. That is a main objective, especially here in summer ball. That could happen a lot as he swings through on that one and goes, and Biggerstaff fires to first just in time for out number 1. Baskin is retired. And 7-hole hitter Trey Nichols, the catcher, steps up. And Jones has done a great job of not walking people, attacking hitters directly, dropping strikes in the zone much more often than not, as he does right there. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So, Nichols from Midland University in his 3rd game of the season, hitting .429 with 3 hits and 2 doubles. So a pretty good stat line through his first 2 games. And Jones looking to eliminate that success today in game 1. As that ball is taken outside. So a 1-2 count. 1 out, nobody on for the Moo. Jones working fast, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 4 out, number 2. So Trey Nichols is sat down as Jason Axelberg, the left fielder for the Moo, stepping up. And it's evident. As we just said, Jones attacking the strike zone, not giving the Moo hitters much to work with. They have to produce it on their own, as Axelberg does just that and lines one up the middle. Bachman with a dive to try to stop it, but unable to do so. So an infield single there for Jason Axelberg, as he reaches with 2 outs in the top of the second. And the 9-hole hitter, shortstop Ty Borgano for Fremont. And the pitch is hit, and that one is going to drop in right field. Hoyland is going to try and test and throw to third, but McHenry cuts it off. And now runners on the corners with 2 outs. Borgano's single, very, very similar to Evan Rose in the first. That drove home Scansey. So with 2 outs, and Zane Scansey coming back, leading off for the Moo. Jones looking to get out of this second inning traffic. And the pitch is grounded over to Palomino, and Palomino gathers and throws over to first for out number 3. So Jones escapes unscathed as we head to the bottom of the second. Squatch looking to get their bats hot and put some runs on the board. We'll be right back with you.
Do you need help with your insurance?
And we are back here in the bottom of the second. Lucas Hamza back on the mound for the Moo as the designated hitter, Gabe Springer, looking to stir up a little trouble against Hamza. So far for the Moo, 3 hits, only 1 run to show for it. And after a 1-2-3 inning for Hamza, Springer looking to change that, and he does as he pushes that one into right field. So a first pitch single for Gabe Springer. And Harrison Clark stepping in. Number 28, the first baseman. After a scary fall rounding third in that home series to start out the year for the Sasquatch, Clark sat out a few games and was able to play in that second game against Fremont in Omaha. And he has been a big addition offensively for the Sasquatch and at first, as he adds a lot of pop to this lineup. And he takes that one for strike 1. And the 0-1. Taken for strike 2. As we mentioned in the bottom of the first, Hamza working fast. Trying to throw these Sasquatch hitters off. Throws that one just a bit low. Ball 1. So Harrison from Bellevue College, hitting .286 through 3 games. And the 1-2 is going to bounce off of Nichols. And Springer thinks about maybe going to third, retreats back to second. So off of that ball in the dirt, the wild pitch, Springer in scoring position now with no one out. And a 2-2 count to Harrison Clark. Perfect opportunity here for Clark to put one in play. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Harrison. And that one is taken outside for ball 3. And the Sasquatch dugout getting into it. It has been a tough first 11 games for the guys, but they are not worried about it at all. As we said earlier, this is a long season. There's a lot of ground to make up as Clark fouls that one back. Count is still full 3-2. And throughout that road trip, as we said, although it was a 1-4 record, obviously not the record the guys were anticipating, but the Sasquatch offense throughout those 6 games, or 5 games might I say, after the last one was rained out, they've been squaring up on pitches left and right. And that one almost hits Clark as he happily takes first base. So runners on first and second, no one out. And Hamza in his first bit of trouble after retiring the first 3 batters in the bottom of the first. Not the same luck so far in the second. And Carson Green, the center fielder, stepping up, batting 6th tonight. Green always a reliable option in center field, making diving catches left and right throughout these first 11 games. And the first pitch, as he pops that one up, and it is going to land right in front of us here. I could almost catch that one. So fouls that one back for strike 1. Folks, it is hot here. It is 67 degrees. Now, being from Georgia, the state of Georgia, I really expected it. I expected 67 to feel perfect, but it feels like 85 in Georgia. And I don't know what it is. Must be not any sort of wind blowing at all. Feels great, but it is hot. As Springer is going to test the arm at third, and Nichols throws over to third, but not in time, as Austin Baskin can't hold that one in his glove. So now, runners on first and third, no one out. Springer a base closer to reaching home, and Green with a golden opportunity to tie this game or potentially put the Squatch ahead. But he's got to have a pitch to swing at first. That one high and inside. Ball 2. So Hamza has slowed down significantly in between pitches as he throws back to first. Trying to keep Harrison Clark over at first honest. So the 2-1 to Carson. Green fouls that one back. Strike 2. And through these first 11 games, what we've seen is just a much improved plate presence for the Sasquatch offense. Not as much swing and misses. And a lot more concentrated approach, getting guys on and hopefully driving them across. Takes that off speed outside, ball 3. So now Hamza in danger of juicing the bases with no one out. And the full count. Taken upstairs for ball 4. So just like that, after the 1, 2, 3 in the first, Squatch have them loaded. No one out. A perfect opportunity for the man of the hour for the Sasquatch, Trey Vorwald, who has been seeing the ball well, to say the least. And ironically enough, he found that vision during the Fremont series. Vorwald leads the Sasquatch with a .321 average through 8 games. And he is going to hit that one high into right field. And luckily, wow, Evan Rowe drops that one in foul territory. And Springer is going to make it home as he dropped the ball in foul territory. So not the RBI that we were probably expecting to see, but Vorwald will take it nonetheless, as Rowe can't come up with that one down the right field line. So now the Squatch have tied the game 1-1. Squatch have 2 hits. And bases are still loaded. Tied ball game. Hopefully not for long, as that one is hit over to second. But a run is going to cross. So Vorwald out at second as they were trying to get that double play in motion, but not enough time as Clark crosses home plate. And the Sasquatch take a 2-1 lead. And that was Drew Biggerstaff, the catcher, in his first game, putting the ball in play and getting a run across, as the Sasquatch have their first lead of the game. And Ivan Palomino, the third baseman, hitting in the 9th spot, looking to maybe add on another run or two. Runners on first and third, 1 out, and an 0-1 count to Ivan. And the pitch, as Palomino fouls that one back. So right in the nick of time, as I was talking about the much improved approach at the plate by the Sasquatch hitters, this is what we've been seeing throughout that 6-game road trip in Hastings and Fremont. The 1-2, swing and a miss from Palomino for out number 2. But Johnny McHenry stepping back up to the plate. So 2 outs, 2 on for McHenry, batting .295 throughout his first 11 games. He has enjoyed his leadoff spot as he takes that one for strike 1. 13 hits and 9 runs for Johnny. Looking to add to that total now. And Biggerstaff is going to try his luck over, and he will be tagged out trying to steal second. Great jump, but an even better throw from Trey Nichols to end the inning. But that does not matter. Sasquatch are up 2-1, headed to the top of the third, and Connor Jones coming out to protect that lead for his Sasquatch. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Squatch Baseball.
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
And welcome back to the top of the third. I'm Win Andrews, your voice of the Sasquatch, and I thank you for joining us today as Connor Jones looks to protect the 2-1 lead for the Spearfish Sasquatch against the Fremont Moo, after adding 2 runs to the board in the bottom of the second against Moo pitcher Lucas Hamza. And Jones all business on the mound, looking to protect that here in the third. Stepping into the box, Kanan Dodge, the second baseman, batting in the 2 spot tonight. Takes that a bit outside for ball 1. Jones is looking to attack low and away, as well as throwing plenty of strikes to these hitters, trying to keep a good balance of pitches to keep the Moo guessing. And outside of those 2 bloop singles into right field, he has done just that. The 1-1. Bit upstairs for ball 2. And the 2-1. Taken for a strike. Count goes even. So as we said earlier, with the pitch count, Jones's priority is to get the win for his team through an efficient pitch count. And a swing and a miss as Kanan Dodge, down on his luck, heads back to the dugout. As Jones blows one past him for strike 3. And 1 out with Nico Aspelqueta, the first baseman, stepping up. So now 1 out, no one on, as that one is lined over the head of Palomino into left field. Vorwald gathers that and throws, and Aspelqueta will be held at first, but a single into left field for Nico. And Evan Rowe, the right fielder, hitting cleanup tonight for Fremont. Just a few moments ago, Trey Vorwald lifted one down right field line, foul territory, and Rowe touched that one, but dropped the ball. Wasn't able to come up with it on a high pop fly, which allowed Gabe Springer to come home. So an error by Rowe allowed the Sasquatch to score. And the Squatch will take it any way they can get it, as Jones drops one in for a strike. So 1-1 count, 1 out, 1 on for the Moo. Jones throws back to first. We're expecting a big crowd tonight for Game 2 of this series, which was originally scheduled for today, obviously. And the 1-1 pitch down in the dirt. So Jones with a 2-1, 2-row, a bit inside for ball 3. Four hits for the Moo, 1 run so far. What we've learned on the road trip is that the Moo do know how to take advantage of these scoring opportunities. They are a bit of a power offense, definitely some power hitters on the team, but when they get guys on, it's not always fun. They capitalize on the opportunities. And Jones, after walking Evan Rowe, Ian Graff, the designated hitter, stepping back up. And hopefully Jones can get past Graff relatively easily. Ian is not an easy out. Five home runs to start the season. This is the definition of a power hitter. As he takes that one low and outside for ball 1. in that last start against the Big Sticks. Connor Jones went 7 innings before even reaching the 80-pitch mark. The definition of economical. And a swing and a miss as Graff takes a hack at that one. So the 1-1. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Jones looking to find the zone and attack Graff here. The 1-1. Bit outside. And Biggerstaff, a great job of holding that one. Keeping that from getting past him behind the plate. So 2-1 now for Connor. The sun is beaming down. There are dogs at water stations all across the park. I think we've set up about 3 water tanks for dogs specifically. And they are filled up. I'm sure that'll be a trend all night. And the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Count runs full for Connor against Ian Graff. Graff, the 6'3" freshman righty. Right-handed hitter from Las Vegas, Nevada. Goes to Dixie State University. Now the payoff pitch, as that one is hit high, but a can of corn for Carson Green, and he is going to test the speed of Nico over at second. Nico says smartly, I will stay at second. I'm not even going to try. Green's got an arm and center. So Graff is retired for the second out of the inning. And Austin Baskin, the third baseman, with 2 on for the Moo. Jones looking to get out of the inning. First pitch, just a bit high for ball 1. As we said, the weather has been a bit crazy as of late. These doubleheaders are becoming a very common thing as these summer storms continue to roll in day after day. Very unpredictable. The 2-0 count now to Baskin. Both teams were trying to fit in that third game of the series in Fremont, but realizing there was a huge severe thunderstorm coming in that afternoon, both teams made the right decision because that storm was going to hit Fremont just a few minutes after, as Johnny fires that over to third for the third out. A great play by McHenry to retire the side for the Moo, and the Sasquatch head back to the dugout as they look to add a few insurance runs on the board here in the bottom of the third. We'll see what they can do when we'll be right back.
Knee replacement? With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
And we are here in the bottom of the third inning. Sasquatch are leading the Fremont Moo 2-1 as Johnny McHenry steps in against Lucas Hamza. Hamza's about to work on his third inning after giving up 2 in the bottom of the second. As he throws that one just a bit low for ball 1. McHenry stepped up. He was the last batter in the bottom of the second inning as he fouls that one back behind us in the booth. As Biggerstaff was tagged out trying to steal second, and that was the final out of the second inning. So McHenry with another chance here against Hamza, the 1-1. And Johnny bends just a bit as that one is way inside for ball 2. So the 2-1 count. Taken low for ball 3. Very patient approach by the Sasquatch early on in this game. As we mentioned, going ahead and getting the lead when you can is a huge deal, the 3-1. And McHenry fouls that one as that goes down and foul into the visiting bullpen. Full count. But the Sasquatch tagging on those 2 runs to go ahead and take the early lead. It was imperative in a doubleheader game for 7 innings. As McHenry will take his walk. Hamza disagrees, but that one was ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Johnny McHenry, and Cam Hoyland hitting in the 2-hole tonight. Trying to get his night going offensively. We know he's fully capable of it. Cam had some great moments in the series against Hastings as he lines that one, but straight to shortstop. As Ty Borgano is able to track that one relatively easily. A soft liner out to Borgano for the first out. And the Bachman, Ryan Bachman, stepping up to the plate, 1-on-1 out. And this game is flying right along. Swing and a miss from Ryan. An 0-1 count. And Hamza's already ready on the mound before Bach can even get his practice swings in. We've seen him do this in the first 2 innings until he was in trouble, slowed down a bit on the mound. So he throws that one right above the strike zone. A 1-1 count. And McHenry is going to be caught as it looks like they are in a pickle here. McHenry is going to be running, and he's going to try to take second, and he dives, but he is going to be out as he runs off the base path for out number 2. So Hamza with a smart heads-up play. Catches McHenry off guard for out number 2 as they catch him in a rundown. The pitch count remains the same for Ryan Bachman. Even count at 1, 2 outs, no one on. And the pitch. And a nice breaking ball for strike 2. Sasquatch wearing their black jerseys, white pants tonight. You best believe they are probably burning up in the dugout. The 1-2. Very low in the dirt for Hamza. And the Moo wearing their orange jerseys tonight. We haven't seen these yet. And the 2-2 count. Outside. Ball 3. So Bachman, as we said last inning, leader in OBP for the Sasquatch offense. Knows how to get on base. Maybe he'll do it here with this payoff pitch, as that one is lined into right for a single. So Ryan Bachman continues that streak tonight. as he is seeing the ball very well. And Gabe Springer, the designated hitter, batting cleanup tonight. Squatch still looking for their first home run in Black Hills Energy Stadium this season. Would be a great place to do it here. In the bottom of the third, we know that Springer has the power. We see him belt a lot of pitches during batting practice. We've seen him do it in real time in that first game of the year against the Big Sticks. In the 1-0 against Lucas. Taken for a strike. And the Sasquatch have been having a lot of practice in opposing ballparks. Hastings, which was a nightmare to play in as an offense, definitely not a hitter's park. Sasquatch have had a lot of opportunity to practice their power hitting. Hastings Field was 370 down the right field line. 408 dead center, but 370 is where it gets you. Only 44 people have ever hit a home run in the Sodbuster Stadium, which is absolutely mind-boggling. That stadium has been around for ages. As Hamza throws back to first, but Bachman is safe. So Bachman on, 2 outs for the Sasquatch, the 2-2. We'll see what Springer can do here. The pitch, as that one is hit high and deep, but it appears that Zane Scansey will be able to get under that one for out number 3. Backtracks just a little closer to the track, but the Squatch will be retired here in the bottom of the third as we head back to the top of the fourth. Connor Jones looking to keep that momentum going, looking to retire some more of these Moo batters. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Squatch Baseball.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice throw.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Welcome back to the top of the fourth inning as Connor Jones back on the mound for the Sasquatch. And stepping in up to the plate, Trey Nichols, batting 7th tonight for the Fremont Moo, and catching as he takes that one for a ball. 1-0, and Jones fires, and that one is lined up the middle, and it appears that Johnny is going to fire over to first, and Clark will dig that one out for the first out of the inning. Great hustle by McHenry over at short. Fields it cleanly and fires over to Harrison. Not an easy play by any means. So a quick first out. And Jones looking to get a quick inning out of the top of the fourth as he hits that one high out towards center field, and Carson Green is going to make an incredible catch out in center field. Gives a little bit of a jump to it. Couldn't tell from here where that ball was landing, but out towards the warning track. Jason Axelberg gave that one a ride, but not enough to clear left center. So quick 2 outs for Connor Jones with Ty Borgano, the 9-hole hitter, as he grounds that one, and McHenry makes a diving stop to prevent any further advancing, but that is going to be an infield single for Ty Borgano, and the lineup card flips over. Zane Scansey, the center fielder, stepping back in. Scansey was the lone runner to cross home plate for the Moo in the top of the first. No runs since then, and Jones looking for some more of that trend here in the fourth. Scansey takes that one a bit low for ball one. 53 pitches so far for Connor through 3 2/3. 5 hits, only 1 run to show for it so far for the Moo, as Jones fires back to keep Borgano at first. And the 1-0 to Zane Scansey. And that ball taken outside. Scansey, the sophomore right-handed hitter from Big Harbor, Washington, attends the University of Utah in his second year there. 6 hits and 2 doubles for his line. And that one is going to be a close call as Biggerstaff fires over to Bachman in second. But Ty Borgano steals a base. Now he is in scoring position. So Ty on second, and a 2-1 count here with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Sasquatch still lead 2-1, and Jones looking to keep that the same way as we head to the bottom of the fourth. So the 2-1 from Connor, and a swing and a miss. Scansey really tried hard for that one. Fell down to a knee on that beautiful pitch from Connor Jones. A 2-2 count. Runner on second, 2 outs. And the pitch, a bit outside. Scansey thought about it, decided to hold back. So now the count runs full here with the leadoff hitter, Scansey. And the payoff pitch from Jones. Grounded over to third, and Palomino is able to glove that one greatly, but called foul. Went foul right in front of the third base bag, so we'll try it again. Jones from Capital University, the sophomore righty. And he has been a bright spot in this pitching rotation for the Sasquatch, as he walks Zane Scansey. So now runners on first and second. Jones has been in this predicament a couple of times today. He's gotten out of it, only giving up 1 run so far. Kanan Dodge, the second baseman, who is batting second for Fremont, steps up. But as we said, you never want to give this team, this Fremont Moo team, a chance. And Connor knows that just as well. And the first pitch of the at-bat taken for a strike. And Connor's been just one example of what we've also seen on this road trip in these past 5 games on the road, as that one is lifted high, and that one is going to be an easy catch for Ivan Palomino in the sun. Into foul ground, just a step off of the third base line. Catches for the 3rd out. We'll get right back to what I was talking about when we head to the bottom of the 4th with your Squatch up 2-1. We'll be right back. Don't move a muscle.
Here at All Balance Bookkeeping, we have over 30 plus years of bookkeeping experience. We can take care of any office tasks, large or small, so you can focus on running your business. All Balance Bookkeeping, where everyone counts.
Thank you for joining us here in the bottom of the 4th inning as the Sasquatch lead the Fremont Moo 2-1 behind 3 hits on the day in this first game of this doubleheader. A beautiful afternoon for some baseball. And the Squatch have the early lead, but not that early, considering there are only 7 innings in both of these games as Harrison Clark for the Sasquatch is in the box. Clark batting 5th tonight, playing first base. Takes a big hack at that one, fouls that one into the Sasquatch bullpen for strike 1. So Hamza, 2 runs through 3 innings so far in his day. Throws that one a bit outside, 4-2. And there's going to be a slight delay as Nichols walks back to the dugout. We'll see what this is about. Looks to be something with his glove. And it looks like he has to get a new glove. His last one broke. So a slight delay in the action here. If there is anyone who I could say who is more excited or the most excited to play some baseball this summer, it is Mr. Clark. As we mentioned earlier, after Harrison had a bit of a scary start in that 3rd game of the year at home against the Big Sticks. Nothing too major. He is just fine. And his leg is perfectly normal. And the full count here to Clark as he hits that one foul down the right side. So count is full against Lucas Hamza. And as we mentioned, Harrison Clark is a true first baseman. Outside of his defensive plays over at first, he has been great offensively as he is going to lift that one into right field, but it is going to be an easy play for Evan Rowe. And Carson Green stepping back in. And Green, hailing from Montana State University Billings, has had a bit of a bad luck start to his year. He is popping the heck out of the ball. Getting a lot of great looks and taking advantage, but just being just short of the wall, especially on the road trip in Fremont. Let's see if we can change it here. Maybe be the first home run for the Sasquatch here at home. As he takes Hamza's pitch for a strike, 2-1 count. Bottom of the fourth here at Black Hills Energy. And a 2-1 count, 1 out. And Green hits that one, lines it straight into right center, and Green's going to try for 2. And he's going to try the arm of Zane, and that'll be a success. As Green rounds first and heads to second with a slide for his first hit of the day. So a 1-out double for Carson Green. Runner in scoring position for Trey Vorwald. A great position to be in. And as we said this entire time, we've been warning you. The trend of the Sasquatch squaring up these pitches, just not getting them to fall. And that has been bound to change for a while now. And the Squatch have been making that happen so far and looking to capitalize even more with Trey Vorwald in. I guess Hamza takes that one just a bit outside for ball 1. And the pitch for a strike. So 1-1, 1 out. And Carson Green on second. That's got to feel good for Carson. He was just telling me the other day about how he's just ready to square one up and finally get it to fall. And we're starting to see all of that come to fruition for the Sasquatch offense. This team is capable of hitting, and they can score runs. It was only a matter of time as Nichols gathers the pitch that was in the dirt from Hamza. Keeps Green at second. You don't want Carson getting loose on the base paths, because you will most likely lose that battle. And Vorwald with the 2-1 is hit high and right into center field as Zane is going to cut that one off. And Carson Green does challenge the arm of Scansey, and he wins. So Vorwald hits that one deep into center field, and Carson Green's able to advance. So now Green on third with Drew Biggerstaff hitting in the 8th spot in his first game for the Sasquatch and as a catcher. As we saw him do earlier, put one into play to drive a run across. That would be an exciting debut to drive another in here and get Green home, to add another run to this ball game. So now 4 hits and 2 runs to show for it for the Squatch. And the 1-0 as Biggerstaff is going to put that one on the ground, and the second baseman throws over to Nico Asbalquepa for the 3rd out of the inning. So Sasquatch get a runner on, unable to capitalize on the opportunity as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Not many more to go in this game 1 of this doubleheader. And Connor Jones will be headed back out on the mound for some more action. Your Squatch are up 2-1. We'll be right back. And we are back here at Black Hills Energy Stadium for the top of the 5th inning. Connor Jones and the Spearfish Sasquatch have a 2-1 advantage over the Fremont Moo, who have gotten off to a hot start so far this year, as they are 5-1 to start the year, excuse me. And Connor looking to help add another game in that loss column for Fremont. And the 1-0 pitch to the 3-spot hitter, Nico Aspelqueta. Nico 5 for 15 on the year. And the pitch, a bit outside, 4-2. As we said earlier, Connor's main goal here was to keep the hitters guessing. Obviously, a pretty normal mission for many pitchers, but Connor Jones has done a great job of that so far in these last 2 games. Outside of a couple of walks today, he's been on top of it. He's looking to fight back into this 3-1 count against Nico. And the 3-1, swing and a miss, fouled back for strike 2. So count runs full here for Nico in his matchup with Connor Jones on the mound. 66 pitches for Connor through 4 innings. And the payoff pitch, taking a bit upstairs, 4-4. So a leadoff walk from Nico. Sets up Evan Rowe, the right fielder. Once more. Rowe batting cleanup. And Jones, especially in this game, as we mentioned earlier, the Moo know how to get on base. Jones acknowledges that and has fared well with runners on base. Pitching around them smartly. And the pitch, just a bit low, 4-1. As Samson the Sasquatch making his rounds, waving over here, and that one is going to be grounded over. McHenry makes a diving attempt, but that one is going to get past him into left field. So Evan Rowe with his second hit of the night. Now runners on first and second for the Moo in the top of the 5th. 6 hits for Fremont now. Still only 1 run. It's beginning to cool down just a bit here in Black Hills Energy as Ian Graff, the designated hitter for the Moo, steps in. And the pitch drops in for a strike. An 0-1 count for Ian Graff. Nico and Evan Rowe both on first and second. Aspelqueta in scoring position. Jones looking to put one on the ground here, maybe set up a double play. So now the 1-1 against Graff. Fremont's had runners on base every inning, but only been able to score 1 run, and that was in the top of the 1st. Nothing since. Hopefully that trend stays here, as that one is taken for strike 2. And this will be a huge out to get against the man with 5 home runs to start the year. So the 1-2 to Graff, and that is going to hit him. So that one slipped out of Jones' hands. Not the pitch he was looking for, as bases are juiced with no one out. And Jones looking to escape the jam here. Bigger staff headed out to the mound for a mound visit. Talk things over with Jones. Figure out the strategy against Austin Baskin, the third baseman. And pitching coach Tanner Hill on the mound talking it over with Jones. Head coach Shane Gardner is out of town for a couple of games. So Tanner Hill has filled in as the interim head coach until Gardner returns. And Tanner Hill told me earlier today he'd love to be on a post-game interview after a Game 1 win to celebrate his first collegiate win as head coach. And I hope we can do that. As he returns to the dugout. So bases juiced for Connor Jones. No one out for the Moo here in the top of the 5th. Jones looking to put anything on the ground, maybe try to turn 2. Try to escape this jam. And the first pitch to Baskin. As Austin fouls that one back. Strike 1. This game is moving right along. Both pitchers have been working fast despite having runners on base. And that pitch is going to be a soft grounder over to first as Jones fires back home for out number 1. There was no one on first as Clark had stepped off the bag, so Jones smartly looks over and throws to bigger staff at home. Puts a foot on the bag for out number 1. Couldn't have drawn it up any better. Now let's see about that double play we were talking about. As catcher Trey Nichols steps in. Nichols 0 for 2 so far on the afternoon. Jones struck him out once today. Looking to do it again. A swing and a miss. Took a big hack at that one for strike 1. So base is still loaded, but 1 out. Makes all the difference for Connor Jones and the Sasquatch defense. And the pitch, as that one is line foul down the left field line. And just like that, Jones is ahead 0-2 on Nichols with Axelberg lurking in the on-deck circle. Jones will be selective with his pitches here. We'll see what he goes with. The 0-2. And Nichols just gets a piece of that one. As he stays alive. But still behind 0-2. So Trey Nichols, the junior. Hometown Bowling Green here in Fremont for the summer. As he fouls that one way foul. So Jones battling here. Nichols trying to stay alive. As we said earlier, Connor is giving them things to swing at, but he's been playing it smart. And that's what he has been so good at in his past 2 appearances. Looking to finish off Nichols here, the 0-2. Just a bit upstairs for ball 1. By far the best opportunity, obviously, for the Fremont Moo so far in this game. Loaded him up with no one out. And the 1-2 to Nichols. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Nichols fooled on that beauty of a pitch from Connor. And now Jones, 1 out away from getting out of this pickle. So Jason Axelberg, as we talked about, in his first game with the Fremont Moo. Takes that one just a bit low for ball 1. The freshman from Monticello, Minnesota, has a 1-0 count against Jones, as that one is hit high and deep over to Vorwald, and Vorwald is going to make it, but it is going to be off of the wall as Jones can't come up with the grab, and 2 are going to come home for the Fremont Moo. Excuse me, 3 will come home after a bases clearing double from Jason Axelberg. The Moo lead 4-2 off of that hard luck fly ball out to left field. Vorwald had a read on it, ran back to the track and at the wall, just couldn't come up with it. As that is going to be the end of the line for Connor Jones today. Almost escaped this bases loaded jam in the top of the 5th. But 3 runs come across with 2 outs, courtesy of Jason Axelberg. Not the way that Connor wanted to end his day. So now that is 4 runs on 7 hits for the Moo. As we said earlier, it would have been a rarity to escape that against a team like Fremont with no outs and bases loaded. And Connor Jones was oh so close. As that'll be the end of the day for him so far. And it looks like Wyatt Adams will be on the mound with 2 outs and a runner on second. So Wyatt Adams, we've heard his name a couple of times. The big, tall, 6'4" freshman. Right-handed pitcher from Seattle, Washington, attends Whitman College. He will be a sophomore this year. This is his 4th appearance on the year. Going 7 2/3, 6 Ks to his name. And this will be his first appearance since Game 3 against the Hastings Sodbusters. So Wyatt coming to South Dakota, making that easy, simple 16-hour drive from Seattle. He's been enjoying his time in Spearfish through talking with him. And he's pitched well.
This song starts cursing soon, so it's clean up until it has like.
So the Squatch are now down 4-2.
It's not the clean version, but he doesn't cuss till like.
After a 3-run inning so far from the Fremont Moo. And Ty Borgogno, the shortstop, rounding out the order for the Fremont Moo. And Wyatt looking to get an easy out of Borgogno to end this 3-run top of the 5th. As Borgogno shows bunt. Can't pull back in time, strike 1. Borgogno from Chino Hills, California. Attends Long Beach State University. Still looking for his first hit of the year in his 4th game. Fouls that one back. So another thing about the pitching for the Sasquatch, we've seen a lot of it, especially in the first 2 series against the Big Sticks, but really going on the road trip against Hastings and Fremont, being able to see great pitching performances all around from our starting pitchers in one bad inning. 1 inning of trouble, 1 inning of traffic for the Sasquatch seems to kind of turn the game loose. While this game is very certainly still in grasp for Spearfish, they will have to work past a 2-run deficit. And Wyatt looking to finish it off here to keep it at 2. The 1-2 count, 2 outs, 1 on for the Moo, and the pitch. Just a bit outside for ball 2. But outside of those one inning mishaps for the Sasquatch, excellent performances on the mound by the starting rotation for the Squatch, as Adams fires that one. And Borgano gets just a piece of it. Fouls it back. So count is even 2-2. Here in the top of the 5th, excuse me. Crowd starting to fill in here more, as they were awarded both games for the doubleheader if they bought a ticket. And Borgano is going to be called out looking on strikes as Wyatt finishes him off with ease for out number 3 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Squatch have a bit of assignment in front of them as they are down 4-2 headed to the bottom of the 5th, but there is no doubt that they can do it. We'll see what they do when we get back in just a few moments. And welcome back here. Sorry, folks, as that one is popped up by Ivan Palomino for the first out. It's going to be a very easy grab for Ty Borgano, the shortstop, as Lucas Hamza still in the game, going through 4 1/3. And the order rolls back over for Johnny McHenry, the leadoff hitter for the Squatch, as they're looking to add a few runs to the board, crawl back in this game. It's only a 2-run deficit. And the Squatch have been there before. In Game 2 against the Sodbusters in Hastings, as Johnny lifts that one into right field, but it is going to be an easy catch for the right fielder, Evan Rowe. As I was just saying, for the Squatch, being down 9-4, headed into the 9th inning against the Sodbusters in Game 3 to finish off the series in Hastings. The Squatch clawed all the way back and were able to walk it off in 11 innings against the Sodbusters. So they're fully capable of it. Just got to give that offense some time. Obviously, a little more urgency here with it being 2 7-inning games in this doubleheader, as Cam Hoyland is here in batting second. And Hamza with 2 quick outs to start the bottom of the 5th. 67 pitches so far for Lucas. And Hoyland looking to extend the inning if he can. So a 1-2 count. Hamza's ahead. And Hoyland looking to stay alive as he fouls that one off. So Ryan Bachman in the on-deck circle. And Cam is going to ground that one, but it is going to be a seemingly easy play for Lucas as he gets there just in time as Cam rushes up the first base line, but he will be called out for the 3rd out of the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 for Lucas as we head to the top of the 6th. We'll be right back with you, and we have a special appearance from the Fremont Moo play-by-play broadcaster himself, Patrick McCabe. Excited to talk to him. We'll have a lot to hear about this Fremont Moo team. We'll be right back with you in just a few moments.
For summer at the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City. Trade-in values are at an all-time high, and there's never been a better time to buy. With over 400 vehicles on location, you're guaranteed to find the right ride to take you into summer. And while you're here, make sure to sign up to win some great summer gear, like a Rice Honda side-by-side, Black Hills Fireplace Traeger Smoker, a variety of gift certificates, and more. Come by and check out a great selection of vehicles and summer gear at any of the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City and at menholdsummer.com.
And welcome back, Squatch Nation. Here we are in the top of the 6th inning as Wyatt Adams is back on the mound for the Sasquatch, looking for his first full inning of the day against the top of the order for the Fremont Moo, Zane Scansey, Kanan Dodge, Nico Asbalqueta up for the Moo. Not an easy 1-2-3. We'll see what Adams can do against this dangerous top 3rd of the lineup. Squatch are down 4-2 behind a 3-run top of the 5th. And as Wyatt Adams gets ready for his first pitch against Scansey, we are joined here by the Fremont Moo play-by-play broadcaster, Patrick McCabe. Patrick, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing today, Win?
I can't complain. How was that nice 8+ hour trip from Fremont?
You know, we made the 8-hour trip to Wyoming earlier this season, and honestly, it wasn't too bad. So, you know, this team's pretty prepared for it. And, I mean, it wasn't too bad, honestly. Right. I hear that. Well, how's your team been feeling, you know, having a quick start to the season, looking to be a real threat in our division? No question about that. We've had 5 of our games rained out or delayed so far, so this team's hungry and ready, and I mean, it's been a great game so far. I'm really enjoying how this team's doing today. What are some bright aspects that you're seeing from this team so far in the few games that you've been able to call and just be able to witness? What are some things that you're noticing that could be a threat to other teams? Yeah, definitely. I mean, this team is very well-rounded. We have a lot of power hitters, and we also have a lot of contact hitters as well. It's a good blend of types of players, and ultimately I think that's going to help us in the long run. We have a lot of guys that can also step in. I mean, Jason Axelberg already had a 3-run double, and this is his first game for the Moo. Literally came off the street, I think 2 or 3 days ago. So, you know, guys are able to step in and they're able to produce right away, and I think that's a really good thing for this team. I hear that. As Adams fires that one, and it appears that Scansey will be able to foul that one off. So count remains at 1-2. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. What do you think about that 3-run inning for the Moo? I know that we've been watching the first 2 games of that series in Fremont. The Squatch have been keeping up with the Moo. They're plenty capable of winning any game they play against their opponent. It's just been a couple of
tough innings, usually a singular inning, as that one is grounded over to McHenry. McHenry charges and throws over to first for out number 2. And that is going to retire Dodge. Out number 1, excuse me, the scoreboard is all over the place for right now. So only 1 retired. And now Dodge stepping in and up to the plate. So, Patrick, tell me about your time. You tell me you're from West Virginia.
So I'm originally from Philadelphia. Grew up
wait, hold on. Does that mean you're a Phillies fan?
I am a Phillies fan.
All right, well, I'll see you out of the booth.
Full-blooded Phillies fan, Philly sports fan.
Okay, and that one is going to line right into right field for a single. And Kanan Dodge steps onto first base. So the first hit against Wyatt Adams so far in the day. And the 3-spot hitter, Nico Aspelqueta, the first baseman. So from West Virginia to Fremont, how did that kind of work out? What was that like? What was the decision there?
Yeah, so I actually found this through one of my professors. He recommended it because he had seen a couple of other kids play. He had a couple of kids broadcast in the previous league that these teams were in. But another good hit there by Aspelqueta. He's had a bit of a slump for the last couple of games, but I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he's 2 for 3 now after that single to right.
Correct. So now runners on first and second. Adams running into a bit of a trouble here in the top of the 6th. And 1 out. We've yet to see a double play today.
We have not a ton of them so far for us either so far this season. We've seen a couple, but we've had some really good pitching so far this season as well. Some really good performances and we've had pitchers go pretty long in games, 6-7 innings.
So now stepping in Evan Rowe, who has had himself quite the day so far after Nico, who was 2 for 3, as Patrick just mentioned. Another hitter who has been hitting well so far throughout this first game of this doubleheader. So Patrick, have you been able to get really close with these guys on this team so far? Who are some guys you've gotten close with?
I mean, honestly, all of these guys, this team, I think also, like, the good thing about these guys is that, they're good at the plate, they're good pitching. They're also really good guys. And I think that, head coach Shea Bennett, our owner, Chad Miller, were able to find guys that worked well together. And, they've meshed incredibly well together. And a lot of these guys are very close. There's no clicks on this team.
Gotcha. As Clark is going to try maybe the double play, but decides not to. Runs over to first. Runners will advance to second and third in exchange for the second out of the inning. So Adams looking to get past Ian Graff. Get out of a little jam here in the top of the 6th. I was just telling our audience about the pitching performances of the Sasquatch have been really great, especially against the Fremont Moo these past few days, especially starters for the Squatch on the mound. It's really just been one shaky inning here or there, whether that be pulling in somebody from the bullpen, anything like that. It's just been one bad inning that has really cost a lot of these games. But the Squatch have been playing right with the Moose so far this year.
I completely agree with that. Those first 2 games back home in Fremont were competitive, but like you talked about, there's just one inning where the Moo were able to capitalize on a couple of mistakes there, and they got both of those wins here, and obviously I'm rooting for the Moo here and hopefully able to take the win in Game 1 of this doubleheader.
Right, and we kind of saw that in the top of the 5th once more as the Moo were able to capitalize, and Patrick is over here smiling after saying how he is pulling for the Moo, obviously. And hopefully the Squatch can prove him wrong as we are on the top of the 6th. And as a reminder, since this is a doubleheader, 2 games, 7 innings for each. So Adams looking to escape here to give the Squatch offense another shot to get those bats hot. So 9 hits, 4 runs to show for the Moo. And a 2-1 count from Adams. 2 on, 2 out. And the pitch, as that one is hit hard out towards center field, Green racing, and now is going to get over his head and it will drop as Green runs over, and that is going to be an easy double for Ian Graff standing up. So now a 6-2 lead for the Moo, as Ian Graff is able to drive in both Nico and Evan Rowe.
That's the good thing about this team is that, you know, they have guys, usually at least 3 or 4 guys are all hitting really well. Aspelquet has been slumping, got a couple runs there for himself. I mean, all these guys are hitting well so far. Graff has been the power hitter so far for the team so far. 7 home runs in 7 games. I mean, he can really rip the cover off a ball and send one 400 feet.
Well, let's hope he does not do that to us in this game. I highly doubt he will. A little trash talk
We'll
here
see.
with Patrick.
We'll see.
I
We'll
highly
see.
doubt he will. As a first pitch strike from Adams to Austin Baskin, the third baseman. Baskin 0 for 3 today. Takes that one just a bit outside for ball 1. So Patrick, obviously you're traveling with the team so far. What's been your favorite place to travel to? How do you like Spearfish?
Oh, I really like it so far. Spearfish is beautiful. I mean, you have a beautiful view here of the Black Hills from the stadium. We're in the cabins just about a mile or 2 away from here, and those have been beautiful as well. So, honestly, Spearfish has been very great. Laramie was beautiful as well. It's where University of Wyoming is. We played at their baseball stadium, and, I mean, that was beautiful as well. But I definitely would say I like Spearfish so far. I've heard a lot of good things coming in, and I definitely would say it's exceeded expectations so far. I'm interested to see what our post-game meal is because that sets the bar for how good a trip is. So I'm interested to see what you guys got for us.
Well, Patrick, you got a little more time until that because hopefully the Squatch will be able to keep this game going, whether it be in the bottom of the 6th or the 7th, as Adams throws that one just a bit low. So now a 2-2 count to Baskin. 2 outs, runner on second. Yeah, Spearfish is beautiful. I really did not expect it. I was telling people earlier that I was not expecting it to be so hot today. Still, as that one is grounded over to short. McHenry fires off his back foot, and Clark digs that one out of the dirt for out 3. So, Adams escapes that jam, but not before 2 runs cross for the Moo, as they hold now a 6-2 lead going into the bottom of the 6th. Patrick, happy that you were able to join us today, and I'm hoping for better fortunes for me and the Sasquatch as we try to claw back into this game in the next 2 innings.
Hey, we got another game to go. We got another whole other 7-inning game to go. So it's been exciting. I love it here so far, though. It's been beautiful, and I mean, it's a really nice stadium as well. You definitely got a good experience going on.
Well, I appreciate that. It's not like Nebraska. Sorry, I had to throw that one in there.
Hey, you know what? I'm from Philadelphia, so it's definitely been interesting coming from Philadelphia to Nebraska. It's a little bit like West Virginia, definitely more rural, a bit more country, but honestly, I've loved it so far. My host family's great. Players are great. My other interns are great back home, so it's been a fun experience so far. I mean, we still got another 40, 50 games left in this season, so there's a lot of time left in this season, a lot more experiences, and you know, I'm really liking how this team is turning out so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes for the rest of the season.
Okay. Well, as we said, you know, a 2-9 start for the Sasquatch, as the Moo are 5-1. Is that correct? 5-2 on the year, as it appears our websites have not updated as of late. But the Moo hopefully going to add their 3rd loss to the night here, as the Sasquatch bats are looking to get hot. So far, as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
I appreciate the trash talk. I do. I appreciate it.
Just trying to be modest. You know, I cannot be not hyping up my Sasquatch guys here.
No, of course not. Hey, I'll hype up my Moo guys as well. Hey, I mean, I travel with them 8 hours each way, so
right.
You know, I gotta cheer for them and root for them and hype them up.
Well, hopefully, my guy here, Ryan Bachman, who is leading off the inning, batting 3rd. The 3-4-5 hitters for the Sasquatch in the bottom of the 6th, looking to put some runs on the board. But Hamza, back after 5 innings of 2-run ball. His pitch count's getting up there, but he has been dealing in the past few innings. After a 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th, he is back out and has a quick 0-2, but that is going to get right over the head of Borgano for a single. Now, obviously, Patrick, we have a few more games against the Moo throughout this season. You are going to remember Ryan Bachman's name. Guy knows how to get on base. He has been a leader for this team last year and this year, returning. And also watch out for this guy, Gabe Springer.
Hey, I've already seen these guys for 2 games back in Fremont, so I've been saying those 2 names a lot so far. And I know they can hit the ball well, but I'm confident in my guy, Luke Hamza, here.
As that ball is going to get past the catcher, Trey Nichols, and Bachman will advance to second off of the wild pitch. Springer headed to Stanford in the fall, but not before spending his entire summer here in Spearfish. And the 1-0 as Hamza drops that one in for a strike. 1-1. Springer 1 for 2 on the day. 5 hits, 2 runs for the Squatch, and Hamza with the pitch. And the off speed taken for a ball. The weather's been wacky, especially in the last few days, as we've talked about, having to reschedule the last game in Fremont, as that one is going to be hit hard over to left field, but a diving grab over there in right, by Evan Rowe for out number 1. As he is able to track that one down easily. But these Squatch hitters starting to get to Lucas Hamza. And Harrison Clark right back up to bat in the 5 spot. He has made some incredible plays over at first base so far today. And looking for an amazing play at the plate. Clark, another great power hitter. Very happy to have him back in the lineup for the Sasquatch. Takes that for a strike. 1-1 as Bachman stays on second. 1 on, 1 out. And the pitch taken for a strike. Clark looks back on that one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we said earlier, expecting a big crowd for game 2 tonight against the Moo. And the 1-2 as Clark is called out on strikes. That one graces the outside edge of the plate for strike 3. So now after a leadoff single by Bachman, he stays on second after that passed ball earlier from that throw from Hamza. And Carson Green up to bat, looking to keep this inning going, keeping it alive.
I'd be happy with an ending, to be honest. It'd be pretty good for the Moo.
That's good analysis right there, Patrick.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ball 2 to Green. So Hamza through 5 2/3. 84 pitches. And the pitch to Green as Carson lifts that one. And Nico runs out of real estate down the first base line. So only 49 strikes to Hamza's name. Through 5 2/3. And now the 2-1. The pitch. And that one is going to get past Nichols again, and Bachman is going to easily stride over to third. And the crowd getting into it here with their Sasquatch chants. Patrick, do you have any, what is your call back in Fremont? Do you have anyone in the crowd just instigating a moo or anything like that?
Typically not. It's usually our PA guys. It's usually either me or my other partner, Rich Ray, usually leading the chants here. We also have an on-field host as well that helps lead with the chants for the moo.
Okay. And I was able to speak with Rich Ray. He's been doing this for 27 years now.
Yeah, he's a legend back home in Fremont. If you know it, I mean, if there's anyone to know in broadcasting in, you know, the Omaha, Fremont, and Lincoln area, it's probably going to be Rich Ray. He's been a great mentor to me so far, and I've really enjoyed learning from him. I mean, yeah, you couldn't ask for anything better as a partner for broadcasting.
That's awesome. And so now, after the walk to Carson Green, runners on first and third, and Trey Vorwald, who had quite the series in Fremont, looking to add to that luck in the bottom of the sixth. Takes that one low, so as we just talked about, Hamza throwing basically just half of his pitches for strikes, starting to struggle a bit with 2 outs in the sixth. And the Squatch taking advantage of it, waiting until he gives him something to throw. Or something to hit, excuse me, as that one is going to drop for a strike. So a 1-1 count, 2 outs. Mooer up 6-2 in the bottom of the sixth. Squatch need to get a few runs across in this inning, as Vorwald is going to hit that one, and that looks like it might drop, but not before a diving catch from left fielder Jason Axelberg. What a play to eliminate the scoring threat for the Sasquatch in the bottom of the sixth. Wow. I know Vorwald wants that one. But an even better catch from Axelberg to end the inning as we head to the top of the seventh. Patrick, I know you have to get back to your duties over on the other side of the booth, but we appreciate you being here today.
Definitely.
And I'm sure we'll hear more from you within the next 2 games after, obviously, in the next game of this doubleheader and tomorrow.
Definitely, no question about that. Thank you for having me on, Win.
Absolutely. So that was Patrick. Sorry, I'm being distracted here by Samson as he's giving me a fist bump over here in the booth. There we are. Samson's a winner. And hopefully the Squatch come out as winners as they look to make an incredible 9th inning comeback in the 7th inning. But first, Wyatt Adams for the top of the 7th. We'll see what he has to offer, and we'll be right back. Mooer up 6-2.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
And we are here back at Black Hills Energy Stadium to start off the top of the 7th inning. Wyatt Adams back on the mound, facing off against number 32 for the Fremont Moo, which it appears will be a substitution. And it appears that'll be Trey Nichols behind the plate. Excuse me, no substitution. As Nichols takes that for a ball. So a 1-0 count. 6 runs on 10 hits for the Fremont Moo. And Adams throws that one, and that one is going to be lined over the head of Johnny McHenry. So a leadoff single for Trey Nichols as he gets his first hit of the day after previously being 0 for 3. And now Jason Axelberg, the left fielder who just made an incredible play to end the scoring threat for the Sasquatch off of Trey Vorwald's seemingly hit until the very last second when he made a diving grab. And that was just kind of boding to the bad luck of the Sasquatch's offense on this road trip in the last few days, as that ball is going to beam Axelberg. So now runners on first and second, no one out for Adams. So whereas the Moo have had a little better luck with these bloop singles into right and left field today, Sasquatch have had a few of those as well. But unfortunately, some incredible plays out in right and left field for the Moo have kept the Squatch at bay after runners were on first and third, and it appeared that at least Bachman would have gotten home. So now 11 hits on the day for the Moo in game one of this doubleheader. And Adams once again in a bit of a jam here in the top of the seventh. So now 11 hits on the day for the Moo. And the pitch, as there is going to be a double steal on the pitch from Adams. So a smart play from Fremont. Both runners staying ahead. And Ty Borgagno, the shortstop, who is now 2 for 3 on the day. After starting the season 0 for 9. 2 for 3 today. And hopefully he only has 2. Adams ahead with runners on second and third. The 1-2. And that one is hit high down the right field line. And Hoyland has to slow down as he approaches that big wall, as he runs out of room. So we'll try it again with the 1-2. Now, I've said it all day. This has been definitely the trend for the Fremont Moo. Their success has been, they've been playing against their opponents. They've stayed close until one inning, 1 or 2 innings especially, where they've been able to capitalize with just getting on base. Their offense has been hot with runners in scoring position. And that 3-run fifth and the 2-run sixth for the Moo was an example of just that, as the Squatch are now in a 4-run deficit headed to the bottom of the seventh with no one out and runners on second and third. Adams is hoping that's all it is, but he is going to hit Borgagno on accident as that one gets away from him. And now bases are loaded. Adams throwing the breaking ball, obviously did not mean to hit Borgagno with that pitch. And hitting coach Logan Lottie out to the mound. Going to talk it over with Wyatt. So for both teams, in the early days of June, both the Moo and the Sasquatch, along with other teams throughout the Independence League, are adding names to their roster as guys finish postseason play for their respective colleges. And the Sasquatch are expecting a few exciting names. Drew Biggerstaff, obviously, being one of those guys today for the Sasquatch, as Andrew Johnson and Davis Carr shared roles behind the plate throughout the first 11 games of the season. And a really important spot, a really important position to fill. Biggerstaff has been huge so far. Very happy to have him here. As bases are loaded, and Zane Scansey, the leadoff hitter for the Moo, with bases loaded and no outs, takes that for strike one. So the 0-1 count to Zane Scansey. And the 0-1 pitch from Wyatt. Taken for strike two. This will be a good spot to ring up Zane Scansey. And the 0-2 pitch, as that one is grounded over to McHenry, and he is going to throw home, and Biggerstaff is going to keep his foot on the plate, but apparently he will not, as Biggerstaff has to disagree with that one, and so does hitting coach Logan Lottie. Walks out there, and from my view, obviously I'm not a professional, but Biggerstaff's foot appeared to be on the plate, as he had to extend, and it was a close play, definitely a bang-bang, as McHenry charged that one and threw to home, but a little offline. So as both Tanner Hill and Logan Lottie walk out to appeal it, no can do. As bases remain loaded, a great play by McHenry and Biggerstaff to try to eliminate the run at home. But now, 7 runs on 12 hits. After Scansey's dribbler to McHenry. So Wyatt looking to get around it now as Kanan Dodge steps back up with bases loaded and no outs. And Drew Hetke, the pitcher for the Sasquatch, warming up in the home bullpen. And Adams throws that for a strike. Count evens to 1-1. And as we mentioned earlier, this is a tough 1-2-3. You never like when that lineup has to roll back over. With the first 3 guys all playing for Division I schools, and they are showing all of it. So far in the games they have played for Fremont, they are all hitting exceptionally well. So now a 7-2 lead for the Moo as Dodge fouls that one back. And Adams trying to escape this major jam in the top of the 7th. So after being held to 1 run through 4, the Moo have come back for 6 unanswered. And that one is going to add some more to the run total for the Moo, as that one is lined over into right field. And Hoyland is going to try his luck at home, but that throw will be offline as 2 will score for Fremont, and now they have a 9-2 lead. A really tough situation when bases are loaded. And that is something that the Moo definitely took advantage of in Fremont and here today. In game 2 of the series against Fremont. After an incredible starting performance from Jack Hostetler for the Sasquatch, 1 inning with bases loaded and no outs turned into a disaster real quick. as that'll be the end of the day for Wyatt Adams. As the Moo now hold a 7-run lead, 9-2, with no one out. And a runner on first and third. And now Drew Hetke, who we just saw in the bullpen a few minutes ago, in for the game. In his third appearance of the season. Drew was labeled a starter for the first 2 games of the year and has now been assigned more of a bullpen role. So Hetke, the 6'1" righty, a dangerous option out of the bullpen for the Sasquatch. Looking to quit the bleeding from the Fremont Moo as they add on 3 runs in the top of the 7th. So 8 unanswered for the Fremont Moo in the latter innings of this game 1. Behind 13 hits. And this is what is so dangerous about this Fremont Moo team. As we have said time and time again, they know how to capitalize when runners are in scoring position. And they have been doing that, hitting the ball very well. In the past 3 innings especially. So a 7-run lead for the Moo. A runner has yet to be retired in the top of the 7th. Drew Hetke looking to change that here. As he squares off against Nico Aspelqueta, the first baseman, who is 2 for 3 tonight. So runners on the corners, a 1-0 count. Aspelqueta takes that for a strike. 1-1. And a difference from earlier games, a lot of the runs scored in the earlier part of the season within the first 11 games, especially during that home series against the Big Sticks, was just errant throws, wild pitches, and balls getting behind the catcher. And Drew Biggerstaff today has done an incredible job of keeping them at bay, not letting many runners advance, and keeping that ball in front of them. A huge sigh of relief for the Spearfish Sasquatch, as Johnson and Davis Carr had to go on a crazy streak, as Drew Hetke is going to get his first strikeout of the day against Aspelqueta. That's a way to start it off. As Evan Rowe steps up. But a great start behind the plate in his first game for the Sasquatch for Drew Biggerstaff. And Hetke with the first pitch as he knocks that one down, but not before Keenan Dodge steals second on the ball in the dirt. So a 1-0 count for Hetke against Evan Rowe, the right fielder. And the 1-0 pitch taken a bit low for ball 2. Evan Rowe, 2 for 3 today. from Upland, California. Attends Biola University. Has had a good day today. So now 3 straight balls for Hetke. In his first relief appearance of the year for Spearfish. And the 3-0. Taken for a strike. That one drops in. 3-1. So Hetke from Norwood, Minnesota, attends Minnesota State University Mankato, excuse me. That one is hit hard but foul over us in the booth. So 1 out, but runners on second and third in scoring position. And a full count to Evan Rowe. And we'll see what Hetke has for Rowe. And that one is going to be grounded up the first base line, but just foul. As the first base coach tries to make a one-handed snag. So 1 through 5 for this Fremont Moo lineup. A bunch of power hitters. That turn straight contact hitters when there are runners in scoring position, at least from what we've seen. And the 3-2 pitch as he is going to be rung up on strikes. Hetke catches Rowe looking for strike 3. And Ian Graff stepping up, who is batting 5th tonight, the designated hitter. So Hetke 1 out away from getting out of this 7th inning. Drops that one in for a strike. And the 0-1 from Drew. Taken just a bit outside for ball 1. Hetke's done a good job of attacking the strike zone tonight too. So now the 1-1 pitch turns 1-2 against Ian Graff. After talking to Hetke the other day in his last appearance, he had reached 2 strikes with almost every batter he faced, but was unable to finish them off. And he said that is one thing that he is trying to improve on here in his next appearance, as that one is going to be hit hard but straight to Cam Hoyland, and Hoyland is going to try to get it, but he is going to be unable to grab it, as 2 are going to score on Graff's single on a high fly ball out to Hoyland. That one seemed to just get over his head just a bit, and that will be scored as an error against Hoyland, as that clears bases, as both runners were running on 2 outs. So now the score is 11-2 Fremont. And the pitch from Hetke as he pitches to Austin Baskin, the third baseman. So while that one was scored an error by Hoyland, still 13 hits and 11 runs for the Moo. The game was breezing by until the 5th inning. After the bases clearing double on that fly ball out to Trevor Walden left. And Drew gets ahead of this one, 1-2. So Graff's on first. 1 on, 2 outs on a 1-2 count, and Hecky with the pitch. And a good idea there. Seemed good from up here, but obviously I cannot see well. So count runs even now. Hecky going to be selective with his pitches. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss from Drew Hecky. Retires Austin Baskin. And that's how you get out of the inning. Great relief work from Drew Hecky. And the Squatch have a hole to dig themselves out of here, as they have 9 runs to try to come back and cut into this lead in the bottom of the 7th, but never say never. We'll see what we can do as we head back for the final inning of this game 1 of this doubleheader. You're watching Squatch Baseball. We'll be right back with you.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
And we are back here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Fremont Moo are ahead of the Spearfish Sasquatch 11-2. After a 5-run 7th inning, propelled them ahead. A couple of more runs here. And the Squatch looking to make up a few of those runs here. Come back from a 9-run deficit. As we said a few minutes ago, never say never. And Drew Biggerstaff batting in the A-hole tonight, catching behind the plate against a new pitcher for the Fremont Moo, Nick Balch. The 6'3" righty from Millbrae, California, attends Skyline College. He's only had 1 inning pitched so far this year. And the Moo, most likely trying to save their bullpen for game 2, figuring that a 9-run lead might be enough. But in summer ball, you absolutely never know. As we said, obviously this is a little bigger than the Sodbusters game, where the Spearfish Sasquatch were down 9-5 headed into the 9th, or 9-4, excuse me. But it's a chain reaction, as we've seen in so many games. You get a guy on and you go from there. As Biggerstaff is up 2-1 on Nick Balch. And the pitch, as Biggerstaff almost has a single or a double. It definitely would have been a double, as he grounds that one down the third base line, just foul. So count evens 2-2-2. We thank you for tuning in with us here as the crowd continues to roll in. It's going to be a huge crowd tonight, as Balch throws that one just a bit low. We are excited for game 2 of this doubleheader, which was originally scheduled obviously for today. But first we got to get through game 1. And Biggerstaff has Balch at 3-2 with no one out. So the payoff pitch from Nick Balch. And Biggerstaff is going to be called out on strikes. This Biggerstaff is running out of the box trying to sell it, but that was indeed a strike for out number 1. And Johnny McHenry, as the lineup card rolls over. Stepping up to the plate, Ivan Palomino. Not just yet, I was getting ahead of myself. Ivan Palomino leading off, or rounding out the lineup card, hitting in the 9th spot today. And the pitch from Balch for a strike. So 2 runs on only 5 hits and an error for the Sasquatch. The pitch taken outside by Palomino. So the 1-1 count to Ivan as he lifts that one, gets just a piece of it, fouls it down the right side. Strike 2. So Ivan so far this year in his opportunities over at third base has manned the hot corner well. Playing some great defense, some flashy throws over to first. And Balch pulls that one. Didn't mean to hold on it for too long. And threw that one way outside for ball 2. So the 2-2 to Ivan as that one is grounded sharply over to second base. And that one is going to be taken care of by Kanan Dodge. So great effort there by Ivan, rushing up the first base line, but not in time. As Johnny McHenry now steps in as the final hope for the Sasquatch in this game 1. 2 outs, no one on. Moo are up 11-2. Johnny's really enjoyed his time in the leadoff spot, hitting .295. With 13 hits and 9 runs in the first 11 games. So the 0-1, 2 outs, Balch the pitch, taken low for ball 1. It has cooled off significantly here, starting to feel like a normal South Dakota afternoon. And that pitch is going to be just a bit outside, cannot find the strike zone. So 2-1 for McHenry. And the pitch as McHenry belts that one high and deep out towards center field, but right at the warning track, an incredible play by the center fielder, Zane Scansey. That sounds just about right. Another incredible play in the outfield for the Fremont Moo, and they take game 1 of this doubleheader 11-2, behind a 3-run 5th, a 2-run 6th, and a 5-run 7th. Man, but the Sasquatch fought hard until the latter half, where the lead was just adding on and on. But the good thing about it is we have another game coming at you in about 20 minutes. So once the Moo step off of the field and get ready for game 2, we'll be having it right here for you. And we're excited to bring it to you as the Spearfish Sasquatch look to get right back into the win column and avenge the game 1 loss with a game 2 win. We'll be right back with you for game 2. Do not go anywhere. We thank you for tuning in. I am Win Andrews, voice of the Sasquatch, and we thank you for watching. We'll be right back. And good afternoon, Sasquatch Nation. This is Win Andrews, your voice of the Sasquatch, reporting live from Black Hills Energy Stadium as we look forward to game number 2 of this doubleheader as your Spearfish Sasquatch face off against the Fremont Moo. Now, just about 15 to 20 minutes ago, game 1 had just finished as the Fremont Moo escaped with an 11-2 victory over the Sasquatch after they scored consecutive times in each the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings. Before that, the Sasquatch had a 2-1 lead, and everything seemed to be going well in our favor. So obviously, a tough loss after some incredible plays out in the outfield for the Moo. But the best thing about a doubleheader is, folks, it's a new game. It's basically a new day. And that means an entirely new lineup for the Sasquatch and the Fremont Moo. And it also means a new scoreboard. So both teams have a 0 on the board as of right now as we are looking to get ready for the national anthem before we start introducing some teams. So obviously a tough loss as the Sasquatch now fall to 2-10 to start the season. And the Moo extend their winning streak. They are now sitting at 6-2 to start the year. Does not mean whatsoever that they can't go home 6-3 after tonight. And that's what we're betting on here in Black Hills Energy. We're so glad you're here with us as the sun is starting to go down just a little more. It is beautiful out here. Earlier in game 1, it was blazing. Definitely not the normal spearfish weather that we are used to, but as we were saying earlier, it's a doubleheader today for a reason, as the weather's been wacky all over the place. So after having to cancel yesterday's home opener against the Moo, we decided to go for the doubleheader today, and it's been a great turnout, especially for game 2. Folks are rolling in, excited to watch some Sasquatch baseball. And you best believe that the Sasquatch are ready to get their 3rd win of the year after a 6-game road trip in Hastings and Fremont all last week. Spanned the entire week. They are back here, and they are ready to make some noise as the umpires are coming out onto the field. You know what that means? That means it is time for lineups to start being introduced. So, very exciting times here as we head into game 2. But as we had said, after the first 6 games in Fremont and Hastings, the boys are back in town, and they're ready to play some baseball, and they're ready to win game 2. So, really exciting. So we will be right back with you in just a few minutes. You are watching Sasquatch Baseball. We'll be right back with the lineups for you.
It's just like completely shut off. It's on and it's all.
As a reminder, fans, all ticket holders voluntarily assume all the risks and dangers incidental to the game of baseball, whether it occurs prior to the game, during the game, or after the game, including without limitation injuries from thrown or batted balls, bats, or other objects. Keep your eyes on the game. Be safe tonight, everybody, and let's have some fun. Tonight's umpires, as appointed by the Independence League Baseball, are Jeremy Berger and Dean Gurr. We so appreciate you guys. The umpire introduction is brought to you by the blind guy of the Black Hills. The blind guy of the Black Hills, they've been providing Black Hills and surrounding areas with beautiful custom window treatments since 2003. Call and schedule your free in-home consultation today with the blind guy. We are ready for your starting lineups, everybody.
Hey, this just completely.
First, we'll start with our visitors, our friends from the Omaha, Nebraska area. They call themselves the Fremont Moo. We'll ask you to please come to the 3rd base line. Leading out for them is the number 7, the center fielder, Zane Scansey. Make sure you're off Wi-Fi. Then number 2, the second baseman, Cannon Dodd. He'll be the DH tonight, and the beer batter, Nico Asquatna. Sorry about that, Nico. Next up after Nico will be number 9, right fielder, Caden Lewis. Then the left fielder, number 26, Zach Cemento. 28, Matt Monster. Number 31, the third baseman, Tyler Harrington.